The tunnel reeked of damp earth and rot. My flashlight beam caught two glowing orange eyes staring back at me, unblinking, inhuman. Then, it moved. A hairless skeletal thing, its limbs too long, its head cocked at an unnatural angle, stood just a breath away, its mouth open not in a scream, but in a wet, gurgling snarl. I turned to flee, but it was already there, blocking my path. The town of Hollowford was as old as a weathered scripture, built in the late 19th century, clinging to the rusted vanes of an abandoned railway. Along Iron Street, ancient brick buildings loomed like silent witnesses to a history long rotted away walls mottled with damp roofs sagging, windows staring blankly like the eyes of the dead. Of them all, my favorite was an old building that once housed a flower shop on the ground floor, with a telephone repair workshop in the basement. Back then, I was only 10 years old, walking a mile through deep winter snow each evening to wait for my father to finish work. 4 long hours in the fading scent of wilting flowers bred in me a habit of exploration. One gray afternoon, I found a hidden door in the basement. When it opened, it did not reveal a room, but an ancient rope elevator, the kind you must pull yourself, as if lowering your own coffin into the earth. The operator took me up to a strange upper floor, where a narrow hall ended at a heavy door with a small peephole at adult eye level. The man told me that, during the days of Prohibition, this was a secret drinking den. Those who sought entry would have to plead through that tiny hatch. Beyond it lay a vast room, an old-style bar, a warped dance floor, all buried under decades of cobwebs and dust. I didn't know then that this moment would seed my lifelong obsession with the hidden stories of old buildings. Years passed, and I managed to slip into almost every structure on Iron Street except one, the Orpheum Hall Theater at the street's end. It had burned in the 1932nd, taking many lives. Though repaired, no one dared enter again. For 70 years, its door stayed locked, until one night, 2 a.m. The street lamps died, and the town was as still as a graveyard. With a crowbar, I broke the lock and stepped inside. Stairs carried me down into a basement where darkness was absolute, so thick that no human eye could ever adjust, as though the air itself had been swallowed whole. Cold, damp air pressed against my skin. Through a narrow hallway, I emerged into the lobby empty ticket booth, bolted seats. The small screen room had no projector, only rows of seats staring at a blank wall. In a corner, a locked door called to me. I pried it open and stepped into an abandoned office rotting desk, yellowed newspapers fused into brittle slabs, and on the wall, a lone painting of a flower pot. At the far end was another door, warped shut. After several hard blows with my shoulder, it gave way, revealing stairs descending into a vast, hollow underbelly of the theater. While I studied the crumbling brick supports, a faint pitter-patter of footsteps stirred the darkness. Following the sound, I came to a wall stacked with wooden crates. Pulling them aside revealed a gaping hole torn through the foundation, leading into a crude, narrow tunnel. Inside, the dark felt alive, pressing in on all sides. I followed it into a wider chamber, a room of bones. The floor was littered with the skeletal remains of cats, rats, rabbits, all their empty sockets turned toward me. Choosing a branch tunnel, I ducked low to enter and froze. 2 glowing orange eyes emerged from the darkness ahead. A hairless, skeletal thing, twisted and wrong, stood watching. It vanished instantly. When I turned back, it was there, inches from my face. Its growl was wet and guttural, like blood boiling in a throat. I fled, smashing my head on the ceiling, warm blood spilling down my face. The thing followed its footfalls, a rapid, relentless countdown. I stumbled into the screen room, only to stop dead. Where the screen had once hung, A beam of white light blazed from a projector that did not exist, casting its glow onto bare brick. Then came the sound of weeping surrounding me. The light turned crimson, and the weeping became screams. I ran. The office door burst open, crates scattering as the thing broke free. Its pursuit was a snarling, gurgling storm behind me. I tore open the front door, spilling into the pale moonlight. In the instant before it reached me, the thing vanished at the threshold. I never went back. A year later, demolition crews found another branch of the tunnels. The local paper marveled at a modern lantern abandoned in the depths. I only smiled. They had no idea. Some things beneath Hollowford are better left undisturbed.